Lieutenant Colonel David Sawe, Major George Benson Magondu, Captain Sora Mohammed, Captain Hilary Litali, Senior Sergeant John Kenywa Mureithi, Sergeant Cliffons Omondi, and Sergeant Rose Nyawera. Indeed, it was a sad and tragic moment for us as a nation and for the KDF fraternity in particular. In hospital as we speak, our Lieutenant Colonel Kasaine Ole Koruta and Corporal Frankfurt Karanja, who I ask all of us to pray for them, for their recovery. They are in fair condition, and we wish them well. Over the course of my life in the public service, I have had the privilege to meet, interact, and work with many outstanding men and women whose achievements and visions represent the best of what Kenya has to offer. General Ogola was in a very special class. Yesterday, as I thought of this function and what I was going to say, the truth came to my mind to speak truthfully about the man that lies in the casket in front of us. Because General Ogola represents the best of what Kenya has to offer. We are meeting here for this farewell service for the first ever in the history of Kenya of a serving Chief of Defense Forces in office who has passed on. And we are here to say bye-bye to a consummate military officer, a passionate, accomplished military commander, and a patriotic citizen of Kenya with great humility. Lessons on humility characterize the life of General Ogola. Even in his death, he is giving us lessons and lectures on humility. This function is the epitome of humility. And when it came time for me as Commander-in-Chief to make a decision on the next CDF, it wasn't an easy decision as it should. It's always a decision of many balances. But let me say this about all the recommendations that I got on the next CDF and all the advice that I got about the next CDF did not include the name of General Ogolla, unfortunately. But he was a military officer with a distinguished career. There was only one problem: the events of the 15th of August at the Bomas of Kenya. So, I asked General Ogolla for a meeting, and I had a one-on-one, man-to-man, come to Jesus meeting with General Ogolla. And when we concluded that meeting, General Ogolla told me the following: Mr. President, I have no defense. I will not try to defend myself. It was wrong what happened. And you have three choices. Either send me to court-martial, or have me retired, or forgive me. That evening, went home after that meeting. And I reflected on what General Ogolla had told me. And in that reflection, I thought of my own story and my own episode at the ICC in The Hague, where circumstances had conspired, and I was there. Secondly, I also reflected on the brief that I had been given when I came into office as president. And I had been told there are 4 sensitive positions: that of the IG of the police, that of Interior, that of the Director General of NIS, and that of the CDF. And I had been told, you need to be careful who you appoint into these offices, because they mean a lot, and they are very sensitive. And I had even been told that, please, don't be shy to appoint members of your community. You will be safe. I had made a conscious, deliberate decision that we were going to take a different trajectory as a country, where merit, professionalism, and competence must come before ethnicity. And I made up my mind that General Ogolla deserved to be the Chief of Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya. It is an appointment that I am very, very proud that I made. I am proud to bear the witness that General Francis Ogola stood head and shoulders among the finest of exemplary public servants. It has been an extraordinary privilege to work closely with him to benefit from his wisdom, experience, and insights, and to witness him in action, serving his nation with admirable commitment and providing excellent command leadership of the Kenya Defence Forces. As history, and so it happened. Every day, either we talked physically, by phone, by WhatsApp, that General Ogola was the best that we could get. I am also aware that off-duty, General Ogola was involved in various services for the benefit of community, including youth motivation and guidance, and his extensive work as a Christian. Last year, a framed photograph. On one side was a Bible verse from the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verses 10, presented in beautiful calligraphy that read, and I quote, "Fear thou, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, I will help thee, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness," end of quote. On the other side of the photo, with multiple silhouettes of soldiers in diverse military roles, it was a thoughtful gift that embodied General Ogola's personality as a patriot, a gallant general, a Christian, and a visionary leader. He understood the value of defense for national tranquility and the obligation of the office of the Chief of Defense towards national prosperity. When I asked him that schools, 5 schools needed to be renovated, he didn't ask me for money. He went to his budget and asked his officers to reorganize the budget so that he could respond to the needs of children who were out of school. General Ogola was reminded on the strategies the military could execute and how to grow the Kenya Defence Forces. He greatly contributed to modernizing with exceptional insights and perspectives on matters strategy. He was very passionate about the welfare of soldiers. On many occasions, he asked for my permission to visit forward operating bases in many parts of Kenya and outside Kenya. In fact, I can confirm that General Francis Ogola was one of the most traveled generals visiting soldiers in various operation areas. I, however, have one regret, that I will not be there to, he will not be there for me to see the transformation he planned for our military. as we gather here, I want to urge all of us